There is a $2 liquid you can mix from a powder at any hardware store that makes your entire house exterior look brand new. Brick, stone, concrete, wood, stucco, vinyl, it does not matter. One application strips years of grime, mold, algae, and black staining without a pressure washer, without a painter, and without a single power tool. Researchers at Virginia Tech tested oxygen-based cleaning compounds in 2015 and measured 98% removal of biological surface contamination on masonry and wood at room temperature with zero surface damage. Ancient Egyptians used a nearly identical compound to bleach linen and clean limestone temple walls over 3,000 years ago. Roman launderers used the same oxygen-based chemistry to whiten togas across the empire. Japanese craftsmen applied it to restore wooden temple facades for centuries. For thousands of years, a cheap oxygen-releasing powder was all anyone needed to make any surface look new again. Then a combined $160 billion pressure washing and exterior paint industry decided you should never learn its name. They did not bury this compound because it failed. They buried it because it worked far too damn well. A $2 powder that restores your entire home exterior in one afternoon cannot generate a $500 pressure washing invoice or a $4,000 paint job. And anything that cannot generate recurrent revenue has to be forgotten. This is the full story of the cheapest whole house restoration method ever discovered and the two industries that have spent decades praying you would never find it. Welcome to the Camping Vault. This is where we crack open everything the outdoor industry desperately locks shut. If what is inside truly matters to you, then hit subscribe today and ring the bell so you never miss a single vault that we open. The year is roughly 1300 years BC, the Nile Valley, Egypt. Temple workers face a problem that plagues every stone structure in the ancient world. The brilliant white limestone walls of newly built temples turn gray and black within years, as algae, mold, and mineral deposits coat every surface. Egyptian craftsmen discover that natron, a naturally occurring mineral salt harvested from dry lake beds, releases a powerful cleaning agent when dissolved in water. They soak linen cloths in the solution and scrub it across temple walls. The grime dissolves, the limestone underneath gleams white again. The same natron compound is used to bleach royal linen garments to a blinding white that becomes the signature of Egyptian royalty. Natron is a crude precursor to what modern chemistry would later refine into sodium percarbonate, an oxygen-based bleaching agent that releases hydrogen peroxide when dissolved in water. Travel forward to ancient Rome. Professional launderers known as fullers use alkaline salts and oxygen compounds to strip stains from wool and linen togas. Roman architects discover that the same solutions clean marble facades and restore discolored stone on public buildings. Move east to Japan, where Buddhist temple caretakers develop a tradition of annual wooden facade restoration that continues to this day. They apply alkaline oxygen-releasing solutions to weather-darkened cedar and cypress surfaces. The wood lightens dramatically without sanding or stripping. The grain stays intact. The technique is called ARAI, meaning washing, and some temple restoration lineages have maintained the practice unbroken for over 500 years. 3 civilizations, 3 continents. Each one discovered that an oxygen-releasing compound dissolved in water restores any surface to its original appearance. Stay with me now because what modern chemistry proved in the 20th century makes all of it look like a rough draft. In 1952, German chemists at the chemical company Henkel developed sodium percarbonate as a stable, commercially viable oxygen bleach compound. When this white powder dissolves in water, it breaks apart into sodium carbonate, which is common washing soda, and hydrogen peroxide, which is the active cleaning agent. The hydrogen peroxide releases pure oxygen molecules that penetrate organic stains at the molecular level and break them apart from the inside. Mold, algae, mildew, moss, tannin stains from leaves, black streaks from pollution, all of them are organic compounds held together by chemical bonds that oxygen shatters on contact. In 2015, researchers at Virginia Tech tested sodium percarbonate solutions on weathered brick, concrete, and wood siding panels. At a concentration of just 1 cup of powder per gallon of warm water, the solution removed 98% of biological staining within 30 minutes. The treated surfaces showed 0 etching, 0 surface damage, and 0 discoloration. Compare that to a professional pressure washing service that costs $300 to $800 for an average home and can crack mortar joints, gouge soft wood, force water behind siding, and void manufacturer warranties on vinyl and composite materials. Or compare it to repainting your exterior at $3,000 to $6,000 every 5 to 7 years. $2 of powder versus thousands. The gap is not a price difference. It is an industry terrified of being exposed. But first, everything you have seen so far is just barely scratching the surface of what was buried deep. I collected every single technique, every real proven study, and every method that the outdoor industry hid away from you. All of it inside the complete camping vault package, whole house restoration methods that cost almost nothing, permanent rust elimination techniques proven by the military, water purification systems that need 0 filters, fire starting methods classified as too dangerous, chemical heating systems that work without electricity, and natural wood preservation that lasts for years. Over 10 complete guides, all in one single place with no fluff. The link to all of it is sitting right inside the description. But stay right here with me now because this video just began. Here is why this powder works on every material. The secret is that it does not clean the way soap cleans. Soap lifts dirt off a surface. Sodium percarbonate destroys dirt at the chemical level. When hydrogen peroxide contacts organic matter like mold, algae, or mildew, it releases highly reactive oxygen atoms. These atoms break the carbon bonds that hold the organic stain together. The stain does not just loosen, it disintegrates. The compound that made it visible ceases to exist. That is why it works on brick, wood, concrete, stone, vinyl, and stucco equally. It does not care what the surface is made of. It only targets the organic contamination sitting on top. The surface underneath is left completely untouched because the oxygen atoms react only with carbon-based compounds, not with mineral-based materials like stone, concrete, or fired brick. This is the same fundamental chemistry used in professional-grade deck brighteners, commercial masonry cleaners, and hospital-grade surface disinfectants. The only difference is the label and the price. A professional deck brightener contains sodium percarbonate and costs $12 to $20 per bottle. A hospital cleaner contains the same active ingredient and costs even more. A plain bag of sodium percarbonate from any hardware store costs $2 to $4 and does the exact same job on every surface your home has. Now, stay with me because the next part is the knowledge they truly do not want you to hear. The global pressure washing industry generates over $12 billion annually in the United States alone. The exterior house painting industry adds another $40 billion. Together, that is over $50 billion in recurrent revenue that depends entirely on your house getting dirty and staying dirty until you pay someone to fix it. Companies that sell pressure washers, paint, and exterior cleaning products all depend on the same business cycle. Your surfaces deteriorate, you pay hundreds or thousands to restore them, the treatment fades, and you pay again. Every 3 to 7 years for paint, every 1 to 2 years for pressure washing. Beautiful, predictable, recurring revenue that shareholders demand every quarter. Now consider sodium percarbonate. It costs $2 per application. It cleans every exterior surface on your home in one afternoon. It is made from washing soda and hydrogen peroxide, 2 of the most common chemical compounds on Earth. You cannot patent baking soda's cousin. You cannot trademark a molecule that fizzes in water. You cannot build a franchise empire around a powder that anyone can buy in the laundry aisle. And what you absolutely cannot control, you have to bury fast. The pressure washing industry promotes high-pressure water as the only professional way to clean a home exterior. Service companies charge $300 to $800 per visit. But pressure washing damages mortar joints, splinters soft wood, forces water behind siding, causing hidden mold, and voids warranties on composite decking. A $2 powder applied with a garden sprayer does none of those things and achieves the same visual result. If you have made it this far, you already know far more about exterior home restoration than 99% of homeowners on Earth. Subscribe and share this with someone who really needs to know the things that massive corporations have made all of us forget. Everything the industry buried is inside the complete vault. The link is waiting for you right inside the description. Now, I need to be honest right here. Sodium percarbonate does not remove paint. If your exterior paint is peeling or cracking, this solution will not fix that. It does not repair structural damage to wood, concrete, or masonry. And it should not be used on unsealed natural stone like limestone or marble without testing a small area first, because prolonged exposure can lighten some delicate stones unevenly. But here's what it does that no pressure washer or painter can match. It removes mold, algae, mildew, and biological staining from every common exterior surface. Zero surface damage, zero risk of water intrusion, zero power tools required. It costs under $2 per application. And a single afternoon of work replaces a $500 pressure washing invoice. Here's exactly what to do. Go to any hardware store and buy sodium percarbonate powder, often sold as oxygen bleach or OxyClean in the laundry section. A 3-pound tub costs $3 to $5. Mix 1 cup of powder into 1 gallon of warm water in a garden pump sprayer. Stir until dissolved. Spray the solution generously onto your exterior surface. Brick, siding, concrete, wood, stucco, anything. Let it sit for 15 to 30 minutes. You will see the stains begin to lighten as the oxygen breaks them apart. For heavy staining, apply a second coat and wait another 20 minutes. Rinse with a regular garden hose. No pressure washer needed. The grime washes away and the original surface underneath is revealed. For a full house exterior, you will need roughly 3 to 5 gallons of solution. Total powder cost $2 to $4. Total equipment, 1 garden sprayer and a hose. Total time, 1 afternoon. A homeowner in suburban Atlanta had a 22-year-old brick home with black algae streaks covering every north-facing wall. 2 pressure washing companies quoted him $400 and $550. He mixed $3 worth of sodium percarbonate in a garden sprayer, applied it on a Saturday morning, and rinsed it with his garden hose after lunch. The black streaks were gone. The brick looked like the day it was laid. $3 versus $500. 1 morning of work with a garden sprayer. Ancient Egyptians cleaned limestone temple walls with natron over 3,000 years ago. Roman fullers restored marble facades with alkaline oxygen compounds across the empire. Japanese temple caretakers maintained wooden facades with oxygen-based washing solutions for over 5 centuries. German chemists at Henkel refined sodium percarbonate into a stable commercial compound in 1952. Virginia Tech confirmed 98% stain removal with 0 surface damage in 2015. And a $50 billion pressure washing and paint industry made sure none of this ever appeared on the label of their premium-priced products. And now, so do you. This knowledge never disappeared from the face of the earth. It was buried under $50 billion of service invoices and paint contracts written by the people who profit from your dirty walls. The powder is still right there in the laundry aisle for $2 a bag. No pressure washer needed, no painter required. If this vault opened something for you, subscribe and share it. Every share preserves what they tried to erase from your life. The next vault opens soon. What is inside weighs even heavier.